It is beautiful, and it is beautifully sad how much a person's personality can change depending on the mood, depending on if your chair is black or if it's white. There's so much that goes into what shapes you in each day. And if that is you, then this video is for you. You probably are on a path of trying to find yourself, then trying to find your confidence, then trying to find a combination where you can fit into the world. Then you start doubting yourself and having that really shit feeling inside yourself that you never want to feel again, like, be it anxiety, be it fear. The road is different to becoming whole eventually, where you can be accepted, you can accept yourself, you can be confident, and all of that. That's why I put together a model where your starting point is you have lost yourself and you're gonna start to find yourself from here on out. Let's try to go over that. I'm hoping this video quality is okay. I'm sick today, that's what you're hearing. I didn't randomly get a raspy and a beautiful voice overnight, I wish. So now let's talk about the actual diagram, system, or whatever I came up with, which could help and guide you throughout this journey and show you what steps might lie ahead and where you shouldn't get stuck, or maybe you can get stuck and be fine with the growth that you've had and feel comfortable. But it would be nice to know what laid further ahead, so you could know maybe to catch it, because eventually you might stumble upon it on your own time yourself, but in maybe just too many years went by and you grew into this person that you don't want to let go of, because now you're gonna have to make your brain plastic again, gotta have to switch some switches again. But while you're in that process, maybe try to go as far as you can, so you'll never have to come back, and now you can live being comfortable, being confident, being yourself in the most viable, most best way. You can have all of it, and we're going to go into this. Number one, losing yourself, battling between living for others and living for yourself. Kind of you doing things for other people, be it you giving them straight out money, like the easiest way of giving somebody, but usually you make room for them in the room, in the environment. You let them be them while you're sacrificing yourself for them to feel better in the environment you're both in. So you're not going to make some kind of a space for yourself just so you could feel good, because you see that as selfish for some reason. But you're supposed to come out of that. That's not the way you should keep living, because you feel that doesn't feel good, right? You must be feeling that. So let's go on. The other point. You will come to find yourself, or you will be on the road to finding yourself. That's something younger adults are gonna be struggling with, and that's the way out of imposter syndrome. The first way out is, wait, where did I lose myself? When I was 5 years old, I felt so good. Can I go back to that? Oh no, not exactly, because I was a kid and I was stupid and I did reckless shit as well. So I can't be doing that. I must be smarter than that, but still be that. Wait, if I can't be that and I've faked it all this time, who the fuck am I even? Who the fuck am I supposed to be? And when you ask who you're supposed to be, you're fucked already. Like, you're not supposed to be anything. Just, exist. like that's easy to say, but way harder to do. I still struggle with it. Being neurodivergent or whatever once in your life, or struggling with it for years, that's gonna be like a whole thing about you. Now, the questioning will, I think, still stick with you in a way, at least for a pretty long time. Even when you found authenticity, you find yourself, you found like kind of everything, you still will be questioning yourself, because that's just how you will operate from now on. Like, you've always operated like that. That is kind of your superpower. You can use that in good ways, but if it leads to burnout and if you struggle with it, that's not good. But using it as like a little quirk about you to get better things in life, move better in every environment. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, but that kinda is fine. So finding yourself means, in my opinion, confidently being someone you like in every environment, which is truthful. There's no two ways about it. If you do find yourself, you are supposed to feel, well, not like confident, like I'm gonna do public speaking now, I'm gonna say everything I want to say, I'm gonna be blah blah blah, like the most confident person I can ever imagine. I don't mean that, but you feel like maybe secure. You know you don't have to put on a mask, pretty much. Everybody is gonna express it in different ways, but you know what's finding yourself is right now. Okay, let's go on. Then there is controlled balance, which is being your authentic self while controlling the environment contextually. So finding yourself may sometimes lead to a trap where you think you're authentic and you have to keep out on that authenticity all the time, where you can't give leeway to nothing. So I would bring, for example, like some, I don't know, feminists, some transgender community, and that the ladies that paint their hair green, they go into authenticity balls deep because they never had it, and they found that community, and they think that they have to be that way and they have to force that shit down everybody's throat. And then that's a trap of authenticity. And that's like the part of finding yourself. They think they have found themselves, and maybe they have, but that's a trap. That's a trap because you think that is the end road and the end goal. It's not, because we do live in a society, and norms and all the huge mass of people don't have to conform to you and your beliefs. You have to keep up with the norms of the world, of the society, that everybody agrees with and agrees upon. And in that context, you still have to stay yourself and be yourself. So that's the balance. You can be your authentic self without sacrificing anything except maybe, I don't know, pissing on a building, like going and dating kids. That's our norm, okay? Jeffrey Epstein probably thought that, oh, that's my authentic self. I like kids. I'm gonna go and play with the kids in any matter I feel like I should. That's my human right? Like, okay, that's the authenticity trap. So the control balance is being that authentic self, but keeping to norms, being contextual. Okay, good. From that, if you find that controlled balance, you've like managed everything, you manage the environment, you manage yourself, you're feeling good, authentic. I think this is the first stage where you can actually live okay, free, fine, build like turbo confidence, be whatever you want to be, achieve whatever you want to achieve. It's all good stage to be at. But personally, I felt that becoming a trap. And I imagine most people stumble upon this and they are afraid to let go. That's the solution, but let's talk about the trap first. The trap is that you will kind of need that control all the time. And what do I mean by that? It's not like you're clinging on to that, I guess. Like, it doesn't make you feel shit in a way, but it does not also feel the most authentic anymore. When you look back at like if you have videos of you when you were young, you feel like you were more free. You were more like a feather in the wind. But that feather maybe needed some kind of weight to bring it down. But right now you're weighing that feather down maybe too much, right? Maybe you're becoming too concealed, less expressive, like maybe too serious. Not fun enough anymore. Like you feel, you know what light is, right? Like being a light human being, we all know what that means. You kind of lost that edge, I'm sure, when being in the control balance. So that's where I've been for a time. I thought about that. I felt very good, very comfortable, very confident. At an occasion, I could be that fun, that light guy, but that didn't come too easily. And at times, I felt like I was pushed into being that secure, confident, and dull guy, because that kept my energy for one thing, so that it did feel good. I didn't have to go along with anything that was thrown at me, kind of. I enjoyed the silence, so it was comfortable, and it was a way of being that, again, yeah, left my energy intact so I could use it later on, I guess. But I do, and I did, and I have been missing that fun, that goofy side of me that I do occasionally let out with my friends and when being alone, but I used to do it way more when I was in front of the camera, for example. I felt good doing it, I felt fun, people around me felt fun, they felt I was lighter, they felt I was easier to talk with, I was easier to be with, all of that, but it got me into so much fucking trouble, I just gave up. Like, fuck this shit. If you want me to be locked in all the time, if you want me to be serious, yo, let's go. I can play this game. I've never shied away, like, from knowing that I could play this game. I've shied away from playing this game because I know that this shit is boring as hell. Like, I don't want to control myself all the time. This shit, it gets so old. Like, I feel like I'm 50. I'm 27 right now. Like, I want to let go and say fuck you sometimes. The feminism with their authenticity, yeah, they found that, but like they skipped so many steps that they had to build on, to develop. The fucking controlled balance, like finding the trap and then releasing from that trap. You can't skip steps. You cannot skip them. If you get stuck and you jump, boom, to the end, trying to like fuck with the solution, you don't know that's the solution. You think that's the authentic you. No, but that's like the way of the road. That trap, it kind of, for me at least, it started feeling. I just missed my old self in a way. I miss that light version. We all know people that go through some form of trauma, some form of something tragic happened in your life, and now you've switched into this more serious, more controlled, more seemingly confident, more adjusted, more locked in person, maybe. Again, which is good for growth and all of it. But I'm sure all of those people, in movies even, they describe that I miss being that light feather. I don't have that weight, and people around them probably notice it. So my solution for that was shaving my head. Okay, because the solution is letting go of that control on purpose and in a controlled environment, not because you want to make room for others and being that funny goofy guy. Oh, look at me, like everybody feel very joyful and that. Well, if that's you, that's fine, and if you can handle that, and if you can handle the repercussions, and if you can switch on to the lock-in system, like let's say you make a joke that's in a way inappropriate. I can see your penis is so small, but mine is smaller. Kind of inappropriate topic, kind of self-deprecating. Humor is like the, in a way, safest humor, because you're not putting them down, you're putting yourself down. But that is making kind of fun of yourself, and people won't take you too serious. They will see you as the fool of the room. And if there's like a chance that the room will now make fun of you. Oh, you're that guy, I can make fun of you all the time. And if you can't handle them making fun of you all the time, you shouldn't do it. You have to become the confident version of yourself and the secure and the controlled balance version of yourself before you start thinking about even going back into that realm of things that you enjoyed as a kid, and you could be light as a feather and not care about anything. Later on, when you come back to that, which I'm kind of trying to integrate into my life right now, with shaving my hair and that. And yesterday I looked at my old videos. Man, I was funny. I was fucking funny when I was lighter, and when I wasn't this locked in. I didn't have any trauma. I had trauma, but not any combined trauma over years and decades, which kind of solidifies you becoming a way. Yeah. So I was goofy. I was goofy funny. I even laughed at my own jokes from back then. I don't know if I've even laughed at my jokes from the past 5 years or something. I'm not that funny anymore. And That's what I've lost. I understood that a year ago or something, 1.5 years ago probably, even, that I lost that side to me. But that was not the right time to come back to that. And because I tried doing that, that felt like imposter syndrome all over again. I felt like I was taking steps backwards. And that was exactly it. I didn't do that in a controlled way. I was forcing it. And I felt shit after it. Because I knew I had found that controlled self, that balance, that confidence. And when I tried to let it go, being my old self again, I lost that. And it was hard coming back to that. And I was, again, curious. Why the fuck does that happen? I know I want to be like that. I know I have this confidence, but when I am like that, I feel shit. What? Why? And that's why I was skipping steps. I was just skipping them. And at a point in life, you probably should try them. I mean, not should, but if you want to achieve the final stage, which is the art, if you want to reach that, then you have to go through all these 6 stages. Well, yeah, again, with some adjustments here or there, whatever. The art, keeping all of it intact without apologizing or cracking, being yourself unapologetically and considerately.
Yo, we're here looking for burglary. Yo.
You should never lose that part of you that is authentic, that has found that confidence, that has found that security, but who has also contextualized the world, understood the world, how to live in it, how to be in it, how to still give to others, how to care for others, but care for yourself. Then, letting go of that turbo-controlled way of being, that maybe too serious way of being, and finding the light in the world again. Finding that feather and keeping up with that and mixing all of that up is an art. It takes time, and I'm on that road. We'll see how it goes. And I'm trying to be kind of the proof of the pudding, being the living example, I guess. Because otherwise, my theories and examples are worth less than the talks that it's written on. But the final thing, let's go over the traps that I promised in my last video. No, I cut that part out. So yeah, let's go over the traps. One, we already discussed, the authenticity trap, which is thinking you have to be yourself unapologetically without consideration for others and norms. So that's like you finding yourself, but you're thinking that you always have to be that self without consideration for others. Again, the feminism, the transgenderism, the overarching trap. Many of these parts are being discussed as the final stage. Finding yourself, authenticity, has been talked about as the final stage. Being authentic self, but contextually, that has also been talked about as the final stage, I'm sure. People who don't have to go through all of this bullshit, they won't get what the fuck we're talking about. They're like, yo, be yourself. Be yourself. Just be yourself. No. If you have not felt the experience from the ground, you haven't been broken down into a fucking sludge of a human being, not knowing what the fuck you are, but thinking you know what you are, finding that, and still fucking not feeling right, missing who you were, wanting to be more, becoming more, no, missing yourself even more, trying to be yourself, fucking doesn't feel right anymore. Like, if you have not felt through all of this bullshit that's holding people who are not secure and confident from age 5 onwards and not building on to that one personality, one way of being for 20 fucking years, you've always melded, molded, being bent over. If you haven't been that, you cannot say how to become who you are right now, because you've always been that. You felt like kind of straight line. I'm not saying that it has been easy for you, but you have gone in maybe a bit zigzaggy way. But motherfucker, we have branched out like an Yggdrasil here. Because if you lost yourself, what's the smartest way to finding something? Like say you're on a beach, you dropped a coin into the sand. What's the smartest way of going to look for it? Fucking bit by bit, square inch by square inch, motherfucker, let's find that. Because maybe you tried to find it I think I lost it there. Dig for fucking days and nights, 10-meter hole with no coin inside. Maybe it's in the pile that I threw there. Now you're digging through that. It's not fucking here. What the fuck? Oh, there's another bike there. Oh, it's not fucking here. You should have just gone. Like, eventually you will understand, but you should have just gone straight from the beginning. Like, the whole beach. Oh, let's scan through all of that. You will fucking find that coin. And it might be a lot of effort, but it will give you the result. Without the effort, you might get lucky. Like, without this tactic, you might like fucking toss a fucking rock. It lands right straight on your coin and you pick it up. You know, luck is involved for sure. The other trap, knowing parts of this concept internally without proper mapping and doing it in a chaotic order, or mapping everything out but moving too fast without adjusting to earlier stages. Yeah. So you're kind of trying to build the art of being you, but you skipped so many steps. So now you're trying to go back to that little part of you, the little authentic part of you that was maybe what you liked. I don't know, what was it? You being funny, you helping others. You try to go into that again, but you don't know how to be it in a more calculated way or more integrated way into yourself while keeping that authenticity that you found, core version of you, kind of. So you will try to find that previous version of you that you examined and that was a mask. You feel like you cannot comfortably be that, even if you like the results of it or whatever. Because you are not whole still. You might be authentic, but you're not whole. The damage has been done, and you're trying to, like, if you pull your shoulder, and if you finally eventually, I can use my shoulders now because I've healed, I've learned to do this movement, but I used to like bench pressing, and you go into bench press, that's a completely new angle. Your shoulder ain't ready for that shit. You haven't like completely healed it. You're just managed to do the thing that you were looking for, but going into bench press, yeah, you break that shit once more. And then you have to heal again. Okay, I felt good. I'm never gonna do bench press again. Fuck that. But you should have gone through the steps. You should have maybe started front raises, maybe a bit stretching, a bit massage, all of that. And finally, you will get to do a bench press. That's the end of the trap idea, but this video has gone on for too long. I don't know if anybody's gonna watch this or if I'm even gonna upload this. I do not have the internet capacity for that. Whatever. Well, I hope this made sense. I try to stay on topic and try to go step by step.